World Series. America's grand game is on Fox.
Welcome to the Chevy MLB pregame on Fox. Chevy and baseball, the love affair continues.
Sloppy flow, shotgun, opera, lock and load. Cock it back and then watch it go. Mama help me, I've been cursed. Devil's rolling in every verse. Candy paint on his brand new purse. Can't contain him, he knows he works. But this hurts, I will lie. Doesn't matter how hard I try. The words don't mean a thing, and I know that I won't be satisfied. So why try ignoring him? Make your dirt dance floor again. Say your prayers and stop it out when they bring that chorus in. Bleed it out, digging deeper just to throw it away. Bleed it out, digging deeper just to throw it away.
17 teams are within 6 games of either their division lead or a wild card berth. You can see 3 of those squads this afternoon on Fox. Sox and Sox from the South Side, or the Dodgers are back in New York. Not Brooklyn, the Queens. Hi, everybody, and welcome inside the Fox Network Center. I am Chris Rose, filling in for Jeannie Salasco, joined today by Kevin Kennedy and Eric Karros. Guys, I am pleased to be with you, but unfortunately not under these circumstances. Jeannie's father, Stanley, passed away this week, and obviously the entire Fox family is thinking about her family. Skip.
You're right, Chris, and as my partner for 7 years right up here on this desk, she's one of the strongest people I know, and I talked to Jeannie a couple of days ago, and she said, ironically, you know, she got into this business because her father was such a big sports fan, especially baseball, and she got her strength from him. Our thoughts and prayers, Jeannie, are with you and your family.
Obviously. Now, Jeannie is going to be back where she belongs, right here in the seat next week. In the meantime, we will cover the game she so dearly loves. And we're going to start off with the best team in baseball. Boston with a doubleheader sweep on Chicago's South Side on Friday. Josh Beckett first in the bigs to 16 wins, Skip.
Well, you know what? The guy throws 97 miles an hour, but John Farrell, the pitching coach, one of the things that he's done with Josh Beckett is use his secondary pitches more, the curveball, the changeups in situations where last year he probably would have thrown the fastball and maybe got it knocked out of the ballpark. 16 wins, maybe on his way to 20, probably one of the top 2 leading contenders for Cy Young Award. Eric Bedard, to me, is the other.
Well, and that's not the only thing that Boston Red Sox have to be excited about. Right now, Big Papi is starting to swing the bat. Through the first half of this month, he was hitting .240, only 1 home run. But since August 16th, he's hitting the Major League best .500, 4 home runs, a number of RBIs. If he can start swinging the bat and add that power to that Boston lineup that they've been lacking all year long, they really don't have a weakness, and this Boston team should just run.
No more head-first slides into second to hurt the shoulders. Forget about it.
All right, a guy that's taking a head-first slide into a new bar in a new city is David Wells. Hey, he's off to Los Angeles. The Dodgers are his 9th team. He's going to get the start Sunday at Shea. But, guys, does he have anything left?
Well, you know what? When I've seen him pitch, he's still throwing 89 to 90. He still has pretty good command with the curveball and changeup, but really out of desperation because Brett Tomka was not getting it done. They designated him for assignment. Randy Wolf will not be back in a starting role should he come back at all this year. This was desperation. It could cost him incentives, and I think that's one of the reasons David was released, because he has a lot of incentives right now in his contract past a certain amount of starts.
Well, you know, it is an act of desperation, but general manager Ned Colletti of the Dodgers still feels the Western Division is wide open. You look at Arizona right now at top, San Diego and Los Angeles, but Los Angeles plays 6 games against Arizona and 6 against San Diego. And look at that wild card race, still wide open, but I do believe the National League representative of the wild card will come from the Western Division.
All right, over to the AL. Kevin Kennedy was actually on his 3rd stage of REM sleep last night by the time the Tigers and Yanks finished the game. After a 4-hour rain delay, first pitch came after 11 Eastern. Last call was 3:30 a.m. when Carlos Guillen cranked this one. Tigers closed within 1.5 of Cleveland in the Central. What about the Yanks? They were within 4 games of Boston just a few weeks ago. Now it's 6.5.
Well,
Skip.
because Carlos Guillen was practicing his golf in that 4-hour rain delay right there. He hit that
but it was a heck of an 8-iron.
Ball right off the ground right there by Sean Henn for the home run. Well, the Yankees now 6.5 back after the Red Sox win 2 yesterday. They're making it tough for themselves once again. People thought this was their toughest stretch, and it is. And Detroit winning last night was huge for them. The Yankees really, when they play Boston next Tuesday, they have to beat, to me, 5 or less to get back into it. And if that's the case, they have to sweep Boston. To me, the wild card probably is going to be between the Yankees and the Mariners or the Angels. And I think Detroit and Cleveland, they're going to have to win their divisions to go to the postseason.
All right, well, one team you didn't see on that graphic, Minnesota, which is now within 5.5 games of Cleveland in the AL Central after last night's win in Baltimore. Torrey Hunter went deep yet again, but is a free agent to be out of here after the season. FoxSports.com's Ken Rosenthal has the inside pitch. Kenny, what's going on?
Chris, Hunter has rejected a deal from the Twins, an offer from the Twins, believed to be in the range of 4 years, $14 million per season. We're talking about a Gold Glove center fielder in the midst of a career offensive year, and Hunter could end up with a deal similar to those of Ichiro and Vernon Wells. Both signed extensions with average values of $18 million.
Afternoon for baseball on Chicago's South Side. Fox Saturday Baseball proud to present an American League matchup as the visiting Boston Red Sox contend with the homestanding Chicago White Sox. Welcome to U.S. Cellular Field alongside Joe Girardi, Matt Vasgersian. The Boston Red Sox running roughshod over the American League East. They start play this afternoon with baseball's best record, and it seems, Joe, that all is well in Red Sox Nation.
It really is. They've won 4 out of their last 5 games on this road trip, and they go to New York next Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. They've increased their lead from 4 to 6.5 games over that time. But if you look at one guy they probably want to really get going before the end of the season, that's Eric Gagne, who has an ERA over 10 since joining the Red Sox. Starters usually don't give you as much time during the playoffs because the starts are more intense. So you'd like to have 3 guys at that back end. They have Papelbon and Okajima going well. They need to get Gagne going.
Yeah, well, it may be a matter of fine-tuning in Boston. Things in Chicago haven't been nearly as rosy for the White Sox. However, the glass-half-full fan would say it's given the White Sox a chance to take a look into the future.
Well, Josh Fields, their young third baseman, has done an outstanding job leading all rookies in home runs. And if you project his numbers over 162 games, he'd drive in more than 100 runs. They have Danny Richard second, who has played fairly well, and they have Jerry Owens, a speedy center fielder. But the one thing I think they needed to get going is their starting rotation. They have really struggled, and you look at their last 23 starts that Contreras, Garland, Danks, and Burley have had, they have not won a game. Burley just signed a 3-year extension. They expect him to be back and all these guys to get back, so they need to get these guys going before next year.
Boston has had a good time of it in Chicago of late. The Red Sox have won 12 of their last 15 on the South Side. It's the Sox and the Sox on Fox. Starting lineups in the opening pitch coming up right after this.